in the eyes don't work with these.
Kṛṣṇā, Draupadī, apakṛtam, the doer of the degrading.
The doer of the degrading.
Guroḥ, the teacher.
Teacher.
Sutam, son. Vāma, beautiful. Svabhāvā, nature. Kṛpayā, out of compassion. nanāma, offering, obeisances. Cha. And translation, Śrī Sūta Gosvāmī said, Draupadī then saw Aśvatthāmā, who was bound with ropes like an animal and silent for having enacted the most inglorious murder. Due to her female nature and due to her being naturally good and well-behaved, she showed him due respects as a brāhmaṇa. Please repeat. Śrī Sūta Gosvāmī said.
Śrī Sūta Gosvāmī said.
Draupadī then saw Aśvatthāmā,
Draupadī then saw Aśvatthāmā,
who was bound with ropes, like an animal, and silent for having enacted, the most inglorious murder. Due to her female nature, and due to her being naturally good, and well-behaved, she showed him due respect as a brāhmaṇa. Purport: Aśvatthāmā was condemned by the Lord himself, and he was treated by Arjuna just like a culprit, not like the son of a brāhmaṇa or teacher. But when he was brought before Srimati Draupadī, she, although grieved for the murder of her sons, and although the murderer was present before her, could not withdraw the due respect generally offered to a brāhmaṇa or to the son of a brāhmaṇa. This is due to her mild nature as a woman. Women as a class are no better than boys, and therefore they have no discriminatory power like that of a man. Aśvatthāmā proved himself to be an unworthy son of Dronacharya or of a brāhmaṇa, and for this reason he was condemned by the greatest authority, Lord Sri Krishna. And yet a mild woman should not withdraw her natural courtesy for a brāhmaṇa. Even today, in Hindu family, a woman shows proper respect to the brāhmaṇa caste. Our fallen and heinous brāhmaṇa bandhu may be a brahma bandhu. But the men have begun to protest against brahma bandhus who are born in families of good brahmanas, but by action are less than shudras. The specific words used in this shloka are vāma-svabhāvā, mild and gentle by nature. A good man or woman accepts anything very easily, but a man of average intelligence does not do so. But anyway, we should not give up our reason and discriminatory power just to be gentle. One must have good discriminatory power to judge a thing on its merit. We should not follow the mild nature of a woman and thereby accept that which is not genuine. Aśvatthāmā may be respected by a good-natured woman, but that does not mean that he is as good as a genuine brāhmaṇa. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Śrī Gurave Namaha. Śrī Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutali Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadāti Svapadantikam Vandeham Śrī Guru Śrī Yuta Padakamalam Śrī Guru Vaishnavamscha, Śrī Rūpaṁ Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Śrī Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Madita Śrī Shakamvitamscha. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radhakanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutanishaya Bhakti Vedanta Smamite Namaste Saraswati Devi Charini Nirvishni Shashanadi Pashatarishi.
If not, then I will come to āhṛtam, but first I will come to her. Alright, thank you. What time?
Tathāhṛtaṁ paśu-vat pāśa-baddham avāṅ-mukhaṁ karma-jugupsitena nirīkṣya kṛṣṇāpakṛtaṁ guroḥ sutam vāma-svabhāvā kṛpayā nanāma. Śrī Sūta Gosvāmī said, Draupadī then saw Aśvatthāmā, who was bound with ropes like an animal and silent for having enacted the most inglorious murder. Due to her female nature and due to her being naturally good and well behaved, she showed him the due respects as a brāhmaṇa. So in this purport, Srila Prabhupada is touching on the frailties of women. The delicate subject matter, a little bit touchy. Sure, especially for those who consider themselves part of the feminism movement. It is by no means any flattery. So, and those who in Krishna consciousness, those spirit soul in Krishna consciousness who happen to be inhabiting a female body, maybe it's a little bit challenging. What do you think of this statement, Mother?
Well, I think it's very interesting that being called good and well behaved could be considered an insult. So it's not that challenging.
But this is for the translation. Speaking about the purport. Let me remind you, women as a class are no better than lords. And therefore they have no discriminatory power like that of a man. Radhika Devi, do you have something to say about this?
I think there's a million different perspectives. So whatever that perspective is, let it be, and let us give many, many footnotes and major other theses to this point of view.
So the culture of the Vedic culture is known as a patriarchal society. So maybe it can happen to be seen as one-sided view. We could also perhaps discuss the frailties of men. So we all have frailties as human beings. There's frailties for men. Like in Aśvatthāma's case, we could say, well, there's a frailty of man being too much macho kind of spirit.
Full macho.
full macho.
Ah,
But as devotees in the Krishna consciousness movement always take maybe what could be first seen as difficult statement to swallow with respect, because it comes from Srila Prabhupada. So, and we accept him as the spiritual master of the Krishna consciousness movement. We accept him as an acharya. So from that basis, if it's difficult to swallow, then at least we pause for a second and try to reflect deeply, isn't it?
Absolutely. Most things that we have thought, well, maybe Prabhupada is wrong about that, later we found out it wasn't. So then just on, experience that he's mostly right, let's go with that. But, a statement like women as a class are similar to boys.
Can I hear you on Zoom?
Maybe I should give her the microphone.
If you like, you can turn your sound off there, and then we can hear them over there, and then there's just mics.
Okay. That's good. So we'll rearrange the microphone system here so people online can also follow the discussion.
Yeah, I turned it off.
It calls for a discussion.
To make a statement that women as a class are no better than boys is not about the body they've been born in. It's about the experience level and the education level, right? Like boys are going to grow up to be men, they're going to get training, they're going to get experience. The body, to say that a woman and a boy, that obviously the boy is in a male body. So a statement like this about women and boys is not about the body, it's about the training and experience. So if that's the training and experience that a person has, that's the training and experience they have.
Yes, go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
You want to spend the time? First of all, before I make my comment, is this where you want to focus the class, or?
No, well, it seems that we have to. I want to address it because it can be shocking to some people. So just so we can.
it's a very good topic. Very good, apropos.
Because it's something that our speaker could decide to avoid.
No,
Right, but I decided not to avoid it, but to take it head on.
beautiful.
However risky it is.
I mean, for the sake of discussion, since we're going threadbare here, I just take it from a different perspective. It's hard to avoid here the fact that it's the very nature that's being discussed, not the perhaps education or.
Yeah, also that's true. That's what I felt also.
It's
Svabhāvā is what it says in the Sanskrit is svabhāvā, one's own nature.
it's quite
Exactly.
So I think that how I understand it. I mean, I'm not a woman, right? I'm not saying, but just how I've intellectually put it together.
Yeah.
Is that these distinctions probably were more pronounced at certain times, like certainly during the time of Arjuna and Krishna. And Prabhupada does say even up until the present day, which was the 1970s or so, in India or something, I don't know. But I think that these distinctions we see less and less, I think that just the Kali Yuga becomes more of a the subtle differences between men and women become less. It appears.
Because the golden age is coming. Your Lord Chaitanya's age is coming, so this is a symptom of that.
But I think that one thing that's true, unavoidably true, it seems, is that the Bhagavatam and the Vedic culture present a reality in the past, in the ancient past, where there was a hierarchical type of reality. We may feel uncomfortable about it today, but it seems to be a solid reality in the past, that a culture that existed firmly in so many ways, and it doesn't exist in the same way it does now in the age of Kali Yuga.
Thank you. A very good point. And I think the matter might be that there's a degradation of everybody. And also we have come to understand we've lost basically the three higher varnas. So what can you say after that? So, but, you know, hopefully we don't get too worked up about, having our entire gender maligned in some way, since we're not this body, and since we've been in various bodies of species and genders all along. So, what's there to get worked up about? But it is good that you've decided to not glaze over that bit and pretend that it's not written there, just in case somebody is concerned.
Objecting.
Yeah, exactly. We have to remind ourselves we're spirit soul. It's like occupying a car, a driver in a car. The car that someone drives doesn't define the person. But some people get very much attached. They want a BMW or a Mercedes because it's a social statement, right? So as devotees in the female body, part of the Krishna consciousness movement, we have to elevate our consciousness above this bodily concept of life. And
yes.
with a cool head, we can understand, well, I'm a woman, I'm a little more emotional, not so as rational as a man. Those are just basic differences. They're not like recognized, they're not enunciated statement in a mood of putting down someone. It's just scientific fact.
You might be putting up someone, like it's a good thing to be sensitive.
Yeah, also, yeah, definitely. It definitely is something desirable to be more emotional, more tender and loving, because a woman, she's meant to take care of children. So her motherly nature, in order to live her motherly nature, she has to be this way. Yes,
I was just going to add that this isn't really a complete study of the feminine nature. It's actually a study of a circumstance with Aśvatthāmā and the way that Draupadī reacted in it. So Draupadi's particular nature in this situation is being critiqued because it's the situation. Her whole nature isn't being estimated in this moment, right?
Yeah, of course, it would take much longer than just 1 hour to discuss the nature.
But even this quality that Prabhupada is now critiquing, it's circumstantial because
it's specifically related to this story. Yeah, what is being contrasted here is specifically by Srila Prabhupada is that Arjuna has arrested this person and tied him up like an animal. Okay, that's not respectful. And Lord Krishna has said previously, pitiably, right? He is not happy. And even Dronacharya was not, or was it? No, Duryodhana, right? He thought he would please Duryodhana, right? Okay, even Duryodhana, his friend, he look up to seeing him as a leader, right? He was not happy in the least by what he did. So most people are not happy, right, with what he did. Inglorious, so inglorious for society even in general, right? So here it shows the very strong nature of Draupadi. She's very opinionated and she's not afraid of expressing. She's not, because in those days more than nowadays, the overall mood of Vedic culture would be very, very, very strict, much more strict. And women, they were not so much put in the forefront.
Can I make one more statement?
Yeah.
One more statement is that I read the whole thing like a narrative. The whole, including Prabhupada's statement, the whole thing is a narrative. I look at it from a Shakshin point of view. And that way there's zero problem. It's a story. Prabhupada is commenting from his point of view, 50 years ago, whatever. So look at it from a narrative, and then there's no problem. It's just ecstasy to hear this narrative. So thank you. Shakshin consciousness ki jai.
Yes. Shakshin meaning the observer.
Observer, yeah, Shakshin consciousness.
Right. So, Draupadi, it's interesting here, Draupadi is called, it's not called Draupadi, she's called Kṛṣṇā. She's known as Draupadi. We probably use Draupadi because it doesn't create confusion. Right? When we read Krishna, they said, oh, Krishna, no, Kṛṣṇā is the female version of the